time to say goodbye to all of those FTKs that were mysteriously floating around. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Wow. This is, I haven't had the time to look through everything yet, so this is some very early initial reactions here, but I just want to give a shout out here to Kaiser Coliseum finally getting out of the OCG. You know, they had this card limited to 2, and then it started to become a problem with Salamangreat. And the TCG banned this thing like 10 years ago. So to see that the OCG finally started to see this being an issue, about time. Now, you're probably looking at Catapult Turtle here, and you're like, why? Why is Catapult Turtle on this list? Probably why it got an errata. Like, what's the issue here? Well, Mr. Catapult Turtle here has a FTK running around with basically being able to be searched from the deck with the new Photon cards. And I'll upload some gameplay of it. We've already done one video of it, but you just go first. If your opponent doesn't interrupt you, you basically make a number 100 dragon with like, what, 13,000 attack points. And then you know, or it's, I don't know, it's whatever. You ping your opponent for like, what is it? Like 8,500 damage off of it. It's some ridiculous number, but it just wins games. It's 100% searchable and good stuff. Now, please do take note. You know, do these solve problems? Yes, they do. Were they the immediate problems? Yeah, I think so. For what they're dealing with, this was good. So let's go into one down here. So for those of you that don't know, Plushfire is receiving its errata, like 150 years, finally, after, about time, actually. So the only thing that changed with this is the destruction effect is now a hard once per turn, instead of, you know, where you could soft loop it infinitely. So that means the OCG now has 2 erratas ahead of the TCG. They have this guy, and they also have the Summon Sorceress. So there's that. Also, about time. This is a win. I'm not gonna lie to you. About time, OCG. The TCG's, well, I guess to be fair, the OCG's gonna have like 9,000 more problems with this than I feel like the TCG is, because, you know, they still have Electromite over here. So I actually wonder how much of a short end fuse this is going to cause. Well, first of all, why is this? I love the fact that the OCG's method to madness here with this is, let's start moving the problem cards. Yes, 1 Beatrice. I swear, out of every competitive list that I have seen in the OCG, they have been, you know, only playing 1 Beatrice. This, Konami putting this card to 1 is Konami's method of telling the community, hey, we're watching this card, alright? Just ban it and get it over with, alright? Also, this, as much as people are going to dog on SP Little Knight going to 1, there are a lot of decks we have seen pop up over time that will play 2 of this. Do I agree that, you know, progressively putting this card to 2? All the last list was a clear indicator from Konami going, hey, this is on a watch list now. We're watching this. Now Konami has moved it to 1. I'm very curious to know if we will reach a point where SP Little Knight will be banned. Like, the card's design is insane, but I don't know if, does it warrant a ban? I think 1 is the correct call, because now, you know, if you're playing, you'll be able to know that your opponent has checked it. Well, this is about time. I can't scream at the top of my lungs enough for this. About time you finally put Snake Eyes Ash to 1. Like, this should have happened an eternity ago. Also, our little dear friend here, the Gimmick Puppet Strings. Now, you're probably like, why is this going to 1? Well, the video is goodbye FTKs, because we lost the Catapult Turtle. Now, by them putting number 40 to 1, this actually eliminates the Gimmick Puppet FTK that was able to do all of that little BS insanity that was kind of plopping around in the room, which I think this was a good call, honestly. The TCG, hi guys, we have Vidos. We can actually kind of counteract the FTK a little bit. And also, you know, coming off of their last YCS, this was it's pretty nutty to see. this should have happened an eternity ago. They limited the field spell. Now, by putting the field spell to 1, this takes away all of that crazy BS protection that we got to watch rolling out over here with the good old Tenpai Dragon deck. This also means that Tenpai and Snake Eyes will both have Snake Eyes Ash limited to 1, and the field spell for Tenpai will be limited to 1 for Worlds. That's a huge implication here for that. And I'm glad to see that the OCG is finally doing something about Summon Limit out here. I don't really have any crazy words about that one, but good job. Outside of that, I mean, interesting. What are we semi-limiting? Oh, no. This is the whole squad. We're bringing these all back to 2. I don't have an issue with this, honestly. These have been at 3 in Master Duel for how long at this point? They've really done nothing. The biggest takeaway from this is, like, these cards are the boogeyman. All right. Yes, they are basically locked behind once per turn clauses, but these cards, we're bringing these back 12 years. Actually, I think it's been like 11 now from their rampage of terror. And you can't really blame the community for still shrieking around in their boots going, hey, these cards are a little bit dangerous. But I think this is fine. And honestly, I would not be surprised if next list that we get to watch all 4 of the Dragon Rulers finally move back to 3. Just because, once again, Master Duel's had these at 3 for so long, and they haven't really done anything too much to ripple through the meta. So, okay. And, this is interesting. I will say that this has taken an interesting turn here. The OCG putting Bonfire to 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see if this is a consistency hit for Worlds, honestly. But, hi, Spiral, quick fix. The OCG, after how long has it been? Oh, man, quick fix has been limited to 1 for an eternity. I'm glad to see that they're willing to take a chance with quick fix here. Try to push the numbers a little bit more for this and see how we can start to, have this card be a little bit more useful to the strategy. Quick fix to 3 might actually revive one of the scariest decks in the history of the game. But to be fair, I mean, we still essentially have tier 0 Lightsworn running around, and that's not really doing anything. And restrictions lifted on cards. Excuse me. Cards with restrictions lifted. Glow Bulb to 3? Considering, I look at this card and I'm like, if the TCG were to actually finally bring back Glow Bulb, maybe we could do things. But for whatever reason, the TCG just has the biggest issue with this card. I don't know what it is, but okay. Ib to 3, sure. You're a problem. I don't know if I like this. This pretty much tells me I feel like Thunder Dragon support's coming on the horizon here. But I'm willing to see where this goes. Darling Cobra, also finally going to 3. And oh my! Hello, Time Seal. To be honest with you, I think Time Shields should have probably moved to 3 a long time ago. Like, restricted, semi-restricted, restricted. So yeah, the Colossus, the Ortho Scorpio, and the Time Seal were all formerly at 1. So those are some pretty interesting changes. This list sets the premise for Worlds. I'm going to sit down later this afternoon. We'll go over some of the things here that I think will have ramifications for the TCG on our list. There is some interesting things to take note of on here that I think are very interesting to see. And I can see that they're following, a lot of the TCG's pathways here. We tested out Unicorn, so, I am curious about this. So what do you guys think about this list? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.